What is up, YouTube? Today it is all nasty and stuff outside, cold, rainy, Monday morning, January 27th, 2020. And today I don't really have much for you guys for a video, so I'm just going to get this video knocked out of the way. Because it is January does not mean you don't have to market your business. So I've got a little thing going, signs. I may do a little bit of flyers this year, probably not a whole lot, because flyers is such an expenditure, however you say that, that, here you go, I'll show you. Okay, guys, there is the sign that I'm making. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty professional. I'm going to show you how to make that for next to nothing. But as I was saying, the flyer thing doesn't really work out very well for me. I've kind of got it down to about every 1,000 flyers that I pass out, I may get a customer. And that's just how it is for me, guys. I mean, I know people say they hand out 100 flyers and they get like 20 customers off of that 100. Definitely does not work out that way for me. So, and I may get a few calls, 3 to 5 calls off of 1,000 flyers, but, you may land half of those or a little bit less than half of those. So, and it's generally not something you really want to be doing anyways, well, as far as me. A lot of them, they're wanting a bed cleaned out, weeds pulled, or, something of that nature, instead of calling you for lawn care to get their grass cut and get on a regular schedule. That's kind of what they're wanting to do. They're wanting to do a one-time deal. And, so anyways, signs work out pretty good for me. They're very cut, just don't beat around the bush. Cut straight to the chase. Tennessee Lawn Care. That's all they say, and people know when they see Tennessee Lawn Care, they know what that is. So they know you cut grass. So anyways, we're gonna go down here. These, like I said, these signs are very cheaply made. It's not something that's going to last and last and last and last. You can do that. You can go on wherever and get, $3 to $5 signs made and go out and hang these up on poles and things like that. And, they're not going to be there in a week or two, or maybe even a month. Some of them will be there for a long time. But a lot of times, a lot of them won't be. So, before you go spending $3 to $5, and if that's what you want to do, by all means, go ahead and do it. But I'm going to show you a pretty cheap way to make signs, and they work. They really do work. And guys, I don't have a single customer on the schedule for this season. Not one. So we're going to grow this, and you guys are going to watch me grow this. I'm not going to lie about how many customers I have. This is going to be a complete social experiment. Well, I guess it'd be kind of a social experiment, but this will be a complete experiment for all of us. I've never had a problem getting customers this way, and I'm adding a few extra market streams to get clients also. So hopefully with all those combined, we should be able to gain a pretty quick clientele. Alright guys, here we are at the Walmart. I always come in through the tire lube because you can pretty much get straight in and straight out. Alright guys, I am back here at the homestead, and I'm going to show you everything you're going to need to make this. It's not like I said guys, it's not rocket science. It's a cheap way to make a sign, and you can make boatloads of signs for next to nothing. I spent $7.14 just kind of restocking up on the supplies that I needed. And I bought a 10-pack of these little poster board signs. And you may think that they're really flimsy, but the beauty part is I get 6 signs per poster board. There's 10 boards in here, so that gives me 60 boards when I'm done. And then what I do is I get a blown up flyer made. It's the size of the entire sheet of paper, which is an 8 by 11.5, I think. That's right. You know, you can see it pretty good. You know, but I put them I put them up on telephone poles, and that works out pretty good. You're going to need a glue stick. That's kind of what I use to kind of stick. You guys will see the process, and you can get a pack of these glue sticks, guys, for like next to nothing. And then I buy the cheap packing tape that kind of gives me my laminate. That's what I pretty much laminate the sign with, is this packing tape here. You can get a 50-yard roll of it at Walmart for $1.24 a roll. And it'll make, I don't know how many signs it'll make, but it'll make quite a few signs per roll. And I've got like 6 rolls here right now. So, without further ado, we'll get into making the sign. I'll show you guys kind of what I'm talking about. Basically, I take this right here, lay it out flat. I lay my 6 sheets of paper out on it, glue those to the poster board. Then I'll cut everything out, just kind of going over a summary of what I'll be doing. Then I'll cut all the signs out to size. Then I'll take my packing tape, go from the bottom, overlapping it, just like this, overlapping it, all the way up to the top. Then I'll kind of trim it out a little bit, flip it over, go up the back the same way from the bottom to the top. Because, I don't know, it probably doesn't do any good, but I kind of feel like if they're overlapped, the water will run down the sign without catching and going up under the tape. I don't know. I mean, I've had signs hanging for months, guys, and they still look pretty good. So, I do have experience with this. It's not like this is something that I just thought up in my head. They do work pretty decent. You know, for the amount of money that you have in the design, it's pretty decent. So anyway, then I go out and buy these plastic cap nails. Make sure you get the 7/8, because if you get them when they're really long, they're hard to beat into the poles. And then generally you'll have it bent before you get it drove into where you need it. So that's the nail right there. They work extremely well. They got this cap on here, this real big cap, and it helps, you know, keep the sign up there, and it won't rip through the sign on you. So when the wind blows. So anyways, that's it right there. I'm going to just kind of, like I said, go over a quick summary, or go over a quick view of showing you guys how I do it. And each process, I'll kind of give a little explanation of how I did it. But it's pretty self-explanatory how I do it. So, all right, guys, we've got this poster board laying here. I'm going to open the one end of this up, and having a sharp knife helps. You know, I'll leave them in the pack, and I just get it as I need it. Okay. Now, guys, I hope this isn't boring you guys. I'm trying to, you know, make content. You know, this time of year on a lawn care channel sometimes can be kind of hard to make content, just for the simple fact of, well, I mean, you're not really mowing. So, but I have my I have my papers here, and I just kind of line it up, try to make it as even as possible. Now, if you have a little bit overhanging off the edge, it's not that big a deal. So what I do is I try to get all of it, but I'm going to try to scoot it down a little bit and leave a little bit of a lip there. That's generally how I do it. Just like that. There. And that'll kind of give the tape to bite onto something with the paper. So now what I do is I'll take these and I'll remove these back. Okay. Just like this. Both of them. Leave that down there. And then I'll take this glue stick and go just like this. Don't have to be perfect, guys. Remember, you got to know when to say it's good enough. All right? just like this. Then what I do is I take my, see that where it's kind of like lifted up, just kind of roll the edge, clean the edges up, and stick it back in there. Oop. And leave my lip like I had it. Line the edge up. Just like this. Boom, just like that. And there we go. Now what we're going to do is do the rest of these, and then I'll show you the next step. Alright guys, now once you get them all glued down and stuff, just like I just showed you, you're going to cut all these out. I will cut in between these two spaces right here and kind of leave a little bit of an overhang. And you will end up with something like this right here, like that, okay? Now, once you get to this step right here, this is where your tape is going to come in. So what I do is I will lay the tape, overhang it down at the bottom like that right there. I'll start from the bottom and lay the first one, the second one overlapping, 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 all the way to the top until I've got a little bit of an edge hanging off the top up there. And I'll show you what that kind of looks like there. All right, now what I do right here is I'll kind of get to the edge of my table, pull that tape out, and try to lay it flat as possible. You don't want a whole lot of overhang, just a little bit, because then you'll come back and trim it up. Now I have a knife here, okay, and I just take it and just cut it like that, keep my fingers on it to keep it from, you know, going back down, because sometimes when it goes down, you'll be, you know, having a hard time getting it back, getting your tape back. It's kind of hard to get it off of there. So you guys can see right here now, I've made tons and tons of these signs. I'm actually over 120 on these now, and they're all put out. And I went on ahead and just put them out because I'm going to do a mailing list, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that to where you can just mail out a little bit at a time. May cost you a little bit more money in the long run, but you don't have to spend all that upfront money. I think, I haven't checked into it, but last time I checked into it, it was like well over $1,000 to send out a mailing, just a little mail letter or whatever to let people know what's going on. So anyways, we're going to keep overlapping just like that. Now I leave plenty of room, and sometimes guys, you're not going to lay this flat. It's not that big a deal. I just work the little creases out and stuff, and it's fine. And then I'll, you know, come back up here, leave me a little lip overhang right there for me to trim up. On to the next one. So I hope you guys get the gist of what I'm doing here. Once the paper gets on you glue that onto the poster board, and once you put the tape on the poster board, if you use some quality tape, like some 3M, man, that sign is pretty stiff. But once you get all that done, it's fairly stiff. I mean, it's not like an actual sign, but I think it will last long enough to give you some advertisement. It'll last, I don't know how long it'll last, but it'll last you a good little bit, for a while anyways, unless you guys just have some crazy weather or crazy winds, like, you know, if you lived up in Kansas or somewhere out in the Midwest, these probably won't work too well out there where you have really high winds. But around here, we don't generally have super hard winds. You know, we get them occasionally. Most of it's in the winter time, which is where I'm putting these out. But so once you get done here, all right, get everything nice and put on there good. I'll get the corner and just kind of rip it up. All right, and then we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. And it's going to look like after you get it nice and taped up. All right, it's fairly waterproof. Now once you put your nails through there, you know, you breach the tape, so you know it's going to have some watering damage, but it's fine, guys. It's fine. You're talking cents on the dollar into these signs, so it's really okay. So what I do is I just kind of make sure I get it good and sealed up all the way around the sign. And this is stuff I do in the evenings when I'm sitting around and I'm bored. Okay, so instead of getting on the Xbox and playing Call of Duty, I'm doing stuff productive like this for my business. So, anyways, need a pair of scissors. And what I do, if you guys have, you're basically just laminated your sign. So I just leave a little bit of an edge right through there. Just like that. Nice little clean edge along the edge. And you should be good. So I'll finish doing this out and we'll close out the video. Alright guys, there is the finished product. It's not anything special. And so don't think that it can. I mean, you know, you can kind of go out on these things and make them look really good. And maybe make some, like, you know, actual yard signs for your customers. Something smaller than that, like half the size of that. And I'm going to try that. But I've got this upside down. But I'm going to try that. But guys, don't be afraid to do things to help your business grow, okay? I'm not going to go out and spend $3 to $5 a sign to go up here and hang up on a pole, and in 2 weeks it's gone. You know, I'm just not going to do that, because I got in a little war here last year with somebody local. I'm not going to say their lawn care name, but it was a local guy, kind of like me, and he was getting professional signs made. And basically what they were doing is, I had this area, I mean, completely flooded with signs like this. And guys, I have nothing in these signs. I don't have anything in the signs. You know, a few cents in tape. It's $2 and some change for those big poster boards. A 10-pack of those gives me 60 signs. And you're looking at about $8 for 100 of these flyers made. Okay, so I have nothing in these signs. I can make 100 signs for, like, you know, like I said, cents on the dollar. So, but basically what they were doing is they were going down around to these poles, and they were tearing my signs down and putting theirs up. So, and I seen that because, you know, I live in this area. So, you know, I drive around every day, and I seen that. And I thought, all right, buddy, you want to do that? You want to have a war? Because I guarantee you I can crank out signs a lot faster than you can buy them. So what I did is I went around to every single pole that they tore my signs down and put theirs up. I tore theirs down and put mine up. Because eventually they're going to stop spending that money. I can continue to spend a couple cents, you know, 10, 15 cents on each sign. And, you know, that, like I said, they were playing a few bucks. But I noticed after the first round, they didn't do that anymore. I don't care. You know, but that's just kind of disrespectful for you to tear my sign down just so you can put yours up there. Just put yours up above mine or below mine or whatever. So anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to share every single thing that I do. Everything. 100% truth, not hiding anything, okay? There's no beating around the bush here. Like I said, we are at 100% 0 customers on the schedule, like none. So we'll see how we can grow this thing. You know, the goal is to get to that 10, get to those 10 clients, and then after that 30, then after that 50, then after that 60. You know, and then maybe start moving in and dabbing in a little bit of commercial and stuff. I've thought about, you know, talking about going downtown and to the county building and talking to the lady about the schools again. Thought about doing that, but see, the thing about the schools, well, that's a whole other video. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Continue to grow your business. Don't listen to people telling you, oh, you can't do that, because they're really on me right now. Really on me because of me getting back into this. And it is what it is. I don't care. Look, I'm going to do what I want to do. And if this makes me happy, that's what I want to do. I got out of lawn care to own my own truck and try to grow a trucking business. That didn't really work out, so I didn't quit lawn care to go drive a dump truck. Not doing that. I got out of dump trucking to do lawn care. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't listen to the naysayers. Nobody cares what they think. If they're your friends and they don't support you, then they're not really a friend. As always, comment, rate, and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Let's grow this together. And as always, keep mowing. Never stop.